Good day, good day, good day, good day. Welcome to our lesson. On this lesson, I'll be doing calculus for grade 12. So I'll be doing the first principle that you guys are supposed to know. It mostly comes with 5 marks in grade 12. So it's a section under calculus. So without wasting any time, I'm going to go through the section, do some examples for you guys. And then also, if you're new to the channel, please go through our playlist and see other content we have covered so far, and comment if you've got questions or examples that you might want us to try. So yeah, and also subscribe and share and like. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna go straight to the first principle. So first thing first that you guys must know is the formula for the first principle. So the first principle formula is lim sh approaches 0, and then in the here we're going to have fx plus h minus fx over h. That is your formula. And then this formula is always given to grade 12s. So you'll get the formula in the formula sheet. So first thing first, let's say they give us a function, and then they just call it fx is equals to, just call it 4x, for example. Let's say we've got 4x squared. Just make it 4x squared. So they give us 4x squared as our fx. And then they want us to find the first derivative using the first principle. So we know if I were to find the answer of this using the derivative laws, which we've done so far in other videos in our playlist, if I have to use the derivative laws to find my answer, we know that I can apply that law of exponential 1, where I'm going to have 2 times 4x now. So meaning I already know that my answer then the exponent minus 1. So meaning if I were to use my derivative laws, my answer here will come back as 4x now. So it'll be 4 times 2, that is 8x. So my answer will come back as 8x using the derivative laws. But remember, now you're using the first principle. So don't make your teacher angry and just leave the answer like that, because they'll give you a 0 mark. I know I'll give you a 0 mark. So always use the first principle if the question is saying first principle. So the how this principle works is that first thing first, if you look at the formula, we've got fx plus h minus fx. Our fx is the given function, but fx plus h, we must go and find it first. So always advise learners, solve for fx plus h first before you do anything else. So solve for fx plus h before you do anything else. That will allow you to solve the whole problem. So do separately and find fx plus h now. So first thing first here is that wherever you see x on your fx, you're going to put x plus h now. So we've got 4. Wherever you see x, replace x by x plus h. So there I see x, I'm going to put x plus h now. And then meaning from now on, we can solve this using algebra. So we know so far that the 4 in algebra must stay as it is now, because our aim is to find the fx plus h. So 4 will stay outside, and then I'll just open a bigger bracket to solve this one, because we know in algebra to solve that one, mostly we have x plus h, which will be duplicated because it's squared there, so it must come back twice there, because we're having a square there, so it will come back twice. So it will be x plus h again, because the whole thing is duplicated. So from here onwards, you need to do the simplifying method now. Simplifying method. Remember, 4 will remain outside as it is, and then we need to simplify now. So when you simplify, the first number that you have here, multiply the first number there. So x times x will give us x squared. No? X times x will be x squared, and then x times my h there will be xh. No? That will give us xh. So from here onwards, we continue. The h that we have here will multiply the x now. Again, it will come back as xh now. Same number coming back again. And then the last one, the h that we have there must multiply the last h there, which will be this one. Meaning we're going to end up with h times h, which is h squared now. So we've done the simplified there. So from here onward, we can just do the like terms which we're having in the bracket. So we just have the like terms. So x squared is by itself, so it will come back as it is. And then we've got the same number twice, and it's adding. So the same thing as having 1 plus 1 in other words. So it will be the same number coming back twice, which will come back as 2xh, because the same number that is adding each other. So it will just come back as 2xh. And then h squared is by itself. So it will come back as h squared plus h squared. So that's our simplified version. And then the 4 that is outside must now come and multiply everything inside. Don't rush multiplying 4 inside. First simplify everything inside the bracket. Then the 4 can multiply everything inside now. So it will be 4 times x, which will be 4x squared. Then. And then from there onwards, 4 times 2, that will be 8xh now. That will be 8xh. And then from there onwards, 4 times h, that will be 4h squared now. So we've simplified the whole thing now. It will be 4h squared. So our whole thing is simplified. Remember that is our fx plus h. So we'll go back to the formula now that we're given. So we must go back to the given formula, which is this formula that we're given here. So now wherever we see fx plus h, we'll represent it with that new expression. So we're going to have lim remaining as it is on the formula, and then remember h approaches 0 now. And then from there onwards, we know where we see fx plus h, we're going to put that whole new thing there. So it will be 4x squared plus 8xh now, plus 8hx plus 4h squared now, plus 8hxh plus 4xh, and then plus 4h squared. That's our new fx plus h. Then the whole thing, remember, is going to be 4h squared minus, they always put your fx in a bracket, even if it's a positive number, but always put fx in a bracket. So it'll be minus 4x squared. It'll be minus 4x squared. So always put it in a bracket. The fx, it's always advisable to put in a bracket. And the whole thing, remember, it's over h. So now we can simplify the whole thing here, because we know that this will come back as 4x squared. This 4x squared here will minus that 4x squared, meaning it will give us 0. Meaning here I'll be left with 8xh. So I'm left with 8xh plus 4h squared now, plus 4h squared. Everything over h now. So the whole thing is over h. And don't forget that the lim must come back now. Everything that you have on the side, lim, as lim approaches 0, they must come back as they are now. H approaches 0, so they must come back as they are. So from here onwards, we know now we integrate the like term, or the common factor that we have here. We've got the common factor, which is h. So we must take out the common factor, which is h. And then we take out the h, therefore I'm going to have 8x there. And then go in there, it will be 4h now. So it will be 4h. Then the whole thing will be over h now. It will be 4h, and the whole thing will be over h. So from here onwards, h and h that we have here as my numerator and my denominator, they can cancel each other now. Meaning I'm left with 8x plus 4h now. So I'm left with 8x plus 4h. But remember, h approaches 0. So wherever you see h now in this step, you're going to put a 0 because h is approaching 0. So wherever you see h, you'll put a 0 because I've got 4h there. So you'll put a 0 there, and then therefore my answer will end up as 8x, which is what we know or we found before using the derivative laws. So just keep on doing like that. First here, these two are the same numbers. So it'll be this number minus that number, which will give us 0. Then from there onwards, do the common factor of h. H on top and the one bottom must cancel each other. Then from this step onwards, wherever you see h, you must put 0. Then put 0, and then the answer will just remain whatever the x value is. So yeah, that will be the first principle. And then we can do more examples as time goes by. And then I hope this was very helpful to you guys. If you've got other questions, you can send on the comment section. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah.